simple thing to do that sort of, you can see why some people just happily.
I mean, Leonard Cohen also said in his last film's interview, you don't write the songs anyhow, and that there are things that are really not our own choice. I'm just a messenger. We're all just messengers.
Don't think about what could be. These thoughts are poisonous traps that lure you with such sweetness into the spider web.
We're in Berlin, wedding at Walter Studios, and it's August the 6th, 2018. Today we finished mixing the forthcoming Blake Dale album called Axolotl, or properly pronounced Axolot. It's crazy for me to think that some of the lyrics go back more than 10 years, while there's also fairly recent content on it. But it's been around 1.5 years since we started deliberately working on this album and went into the recording studio for our first recording session. It's been a often blissful but sometimes also discouraging road with obstacles to overcome. But not going down the road has never been an option and will never be.
From the Gorgons with the hissing snakes to the Nayadis in the rivers and lakes, to the grey sharing one eye and tooth, to Thetis denying Zeus, from Pandora to Rhea to Persephone, to Daphne transformed into a laurel tree, to the harpies hungry like a stone, to Ariadne playing with her ball of yarn.
Enough.
Looks fine for me.
From Clytemnestra with a murderous plan.
This life is too short to waste my time and other people's time writing about something unimportant, something mundane, something boring. All my artistic efforts aim at shaking bones, putting hearts to the test, and reinforcing souls.
Do you dare to suffer enough to be the bride of Jesus? Do you dare to rejoice enough to be the bride of Jesus? Oh, he who sees you shall no more see the light of life. Oh, but that's not what it takes to be Jesus' bride.
I believe that the promotion of art and the emotional intelligence that comes with it is what truly has the power to save this world in the long run. So I create. The great German philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer defined happiness as the absence of pain and boredom. So boring people or myself is really the last thing I want to be doing.
That was pretty wicked, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was so
It's
cool.
awesome.
One more of those?
The view, it is spectacular. 6 feet, straight in your face.
I don't trust anybody who speaks or writes or sings of joy without also speaking of pain. Because joy and pain belong together. They're inseparable.
So trust in joy and trust in pain. Trust in everything you've seen. From the highest highs to lowest lows and everything in between. The garden where you used to play and hide and seek and swing may look a bit untended now, but the birds in it still sing. The gate, it will still open, even with a little bit of rust. The handle may be dusty, but it's been waiting for your touch.
I mean, for me, song or any work of art really has to have a soul. And it's something you can't buy, it's something you can't create if you don't have it. It's something that you cannot learn in any course or in any book. You either have it or you don't. And it's not like every song has that. Some songs don't, and some have it from the start, and some get it through collaboration. And that's the great thing about the collaborative process. You come up with an idea, like a single spark, and you bring it to others, to people who you trust, and together you create something bigger out of it, and all of a sudden it becomes this big and beautiful thing, full of soul and full of meaning and full of potential. It evolves into something much bigger. And that's what I strive towards as a songwriter and artist. Looks pretty good for a human click.
Human clicks are always better than mechanical clicks, man. Rhythm.
I mean, it doesn't really matter what you call it. Some call it God. But you can't argue that there is this strange enigmatic life force. I mean, nobody knows exactly what we're here for or why or how we're here. But we can't deny that we are here somehow. And with that come certain duties, mostly of a spiritual kind. For example, not to destroy ourselves irrevocably, but to aid and promote evolution, mostly the evolution of the mind. And this is where art comes into play, most of all, more than anything.
With splendor,
It's
straight from the eye of the star.
the best and most important education. And that's also what encourages and promotes empathy. And if there's anything we need in this world, then it is empathy. Musically, the album is a snapshot in time to give it a uniform character. It's different. It's for people who want something different to the same old mainstream and mediocrity. At least that was my goal, and I think we have achieved it.
And what should I play?
Whatever you feel like.
Oh,
Harmonics.
like sound effects, textures, or melodies?
Atmosphere.
Atmosphere.
Just leave it running from the start and you can just add what you feel like.
Okay.
Just one go and then we can do it together.
Okay. But mostly like textures and... Okay, cool.
These days it's almost like a postmodern society issue, but if you take the time to listen to it carefully and allow it to, the album can open itself up like a flower and reach deeper, which is where the revolutions and evolutions begin.
Although 90% of ocean life lives within 100 meters of the surface, in the deepest parts of the ocean, life exists without sunlight. Well, this road has been closed off to you, both in fact. After evolution, you cannot go back underwater.
I place high importance on lyrics. To underline that, we've put on the album a few soundscape songs, where I read my poetry over loopings of unconventional sound objects, creating a certain atmosphere. We are taking a risk with this album, but you have to, because otherwise it sounds like some boring shit that's been done millions of times before. And that doesn't interest me. That is not why I create. There's no evolution. What I like about calling the album Axolotl is that a lot of people probably won't know what Axolotl means. And some might Google it and find pictures of some weird smiling fish. And that's when they'll stop digging and dismiss it as something weird. Whereas there's actually so much more going on beyond the surface about this nearly extinct creature of wonder, regeneration and evolution that is the axolotl. And I find that quite fitting.
And here I am now, still waiting to be resurrected.
Authenticity is crucial. Some artists try to put on an act, but I can't take them seriously. Our creative forces must not be suppressed. We are totipotent creatures. We can do and be and become what we want to. Or at least we should.
Things that when you play this instrument, you kind of want to do this with your mouth.
This is the beast.
giant bathtub for ants.
Alright.
Spacing out the click.
Spacing out of the click.
Cool. Here we go.
Ein unverwundbares, unbegrabbares ist an mir, ein felsensprengendes. Das heißt, mein Wille. Schweigsam schreitet es und unverändert durch die Jahre. Immer noch lebst du da und bist dir gleich geduldigster. Immer noch brachst du dich durch alle Gräber. Noch bist du mir aller Gräber Zertrümmerer. Heil dir, mein Wille. Und nur wo Gräber sind, gibt es Auferstehungen. Also sang Zarathustra. Kiss me again, without the abuse, loosen from the ground my heavy shoes, and lift me up high, for I yearn to see you, look you in the eye, forever sing the blues.